like that. Right. And then you should be in line for your February newsletter.
There you are. Silly woman. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Close that up. I was looking all over for you. I thought you were going to start the live. I was just talking to Yarny. So, what do you mean YouTube rejected it? Don't give me that. Oh, I think that is just utterly preposterous. Oh, why does it do that? Okay. There. Fool thing.
See, so don't throw these little pieces away that have little flowers on them. You can cut those out.
I was there. I kept waiting, and I saw nobody there, and I never saw you come live. I kept refreshing your page, and was I on the wrong page? I was on the I'm and.
See, once we put that down, you can't really tell that those letters are upside down, or it just really doesn't stick out like the other one.
Well, come on. I just gave you the link. Get your Tookie up here.
Or really doesn't stick out like it did before. We did that. Okay. I'm going to put a label on it.
Come on.
Some small labels. Now, these are the same labels that I gave away as a freebie, but I just shrunk these down on my printer and printed them like 2 full sheets to a page.
I don't know. I refreshed the page a few times. Are you click the link and come up? Make sure you're on live chat and not on. Oh, let me do it again, because now it's not there. There it is. Let's see. Does it give me the up? You don't see a link. Why don't you see a link?
You could put something else up here if you wanted to, but you had. I'm looking at
And it's not giving me an ability to. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Dang it. I see it in live chat. It's right above your name, but it's not letting me even pin it. And it could be that I can't pin it because I don't have enough people or whatever the heck. I don't get it.
All those little bits and pieces come in handy when you're making small embellishments.
Do you see that?
Actually got cut off and that right there. And
all right.
It's got a little bit of writing on it. I just hate to throw away any of this paper like this that has any little bit.
Okay, I'm going to try it this way. Okay, I put it in StreamYard. You'll just have to copy it and get rid of the asterisks.
Oh yeah, I like that. Pretty. And that was just a little scrap of paper that I got 3 different things out of. Just by kind of noticing what it had on it, cutting it out. Oops, just flipped it upside down. So look through your scraps to see what you find. It's still being used, even though you think it may be just a little scrap piece. You could probably still use
All right,
it.
let me try grabbing this, going here, and then
Little tags in here.
I will try that again.
And you
Nope,
can run one
YouTube
more
is still doing it.
and then when we glue this down here and here, you've got a place for larger tags to stay.
Yeah, still doing it.
I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in the labels.
Why
on the
is it?
ones that I've
Why?
finished yet.
Why do you have to be so
Do a few more.
dang difficult?
We need to do a bunch of these today
All
because
right.
you know you guys already got the gist of it. You know exactly how to do it. Let's see.
Okay, I copied it to clipboard.
And I think that's complete. And if I put one on there, I'll put two. Put treasure too.
I mean, that's what it says. I did that.
One or two more.
All right, I'm gonna go back to YouTube.
This is gonna be a very quick video because once you make one or two of these, it is ready to go. Okay, now this has got two square sides or two straight edges.
Like, come
So
on.
that's all I need.
All right. I guess go to me, go to my channel,
Double-sided paper to do this too. You don't have to have double-sided paper.
click on that.
Let's see if this moves.
Okay, that's silent. And you see it
I'm
now.
gonna put this hand off right here. See if I can do this.
Because, I mean, I see it and I see what you're saying.
Pretty straight.
I don't see a way to.
And I'm going to trim just a tiny bit right here. I didn't get it folded exactly right, but that's okay. We'll just trim that little bit off.
Okay, that's not what I
And
wanted.
go ahead and put my glue in here.
All right.
This is
I can get any of the bubbles up.
big enough to do a lot of other things with, but they're just the right size for these little side cut pockets. Double side cut.
There we go. I made you a moderator.
Corner cuts. I guess they would be. All right, let's see which one.
So if I refresh,
I think we'll fold this way. Be able to see what it is. Or we could fold it
Okay.
this way. Oh, let's fold it that way. I like that red and green.
I don't get it.
And then just use your bone folder, press that in. That's how quick they are. There's another one made.
Well, it says I've got 101 subscribers. How did that happen?
So glue on there and press that down and you're finished. Other than, putting your embellishments on and make your little tags. Get little pieces of tags.
Well,
Cut them in half
bugger.
and make your tags out of those. These little cut pieces are perfect for making tags out of. These little pieces like this.
I don't understand. It is being not my friend. Yes, I'm having issues.
I think I'm going to make another one, another book page one, and that'll probably be it. Yeah, because I think you guys have got an idea. Now, do is take this potato and I fold it down because I'm getting my square.
Oh, there you are.
And if you wanted to cut a square first, you could do it. Just to send it.
Okay.
Just cut this piece off.
There you are. Now I can add you to the stream. Huzzah! We figured it out. I had to uncheck me with the exit solo layout or something. I don't know. I don't know what did you do?
When you put the link in the chat, there was an asterisk afterwards. I just took the asterisk off.
Oh well, yeah, that's what I said. You got to take the asterisks off. Silly
I did that
woman.
before though, and I got the 404 error.
Maybe you missed one. I don't know. But I'm glad you did it. Yay! So what are you working on?
I'm working on my pullover top.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
It's done with the granny stitch.
I saw, and I thought about you and Dana. I saw somebody was doing a really interesting stitch. Okay, so I'm gonna, if you do your stitch, the very first. So come on, thank you. If you finish your stitch, okay, so right there, go in and pick up your yarn like you would normally do, and then you spin it. So you take your hook and you rotate it completely 360 degrees. Yeah, just like that, all the way around, and then go back through and do it again and pull it through. And pull it through that. That's what they were doing. But they did the twirl every stitch. I think it was just on a single, not a double. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not on a double stitch, but a single stitch.
Won't let me do it. I think my stitch was too tight.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it made a neat effect on the piece that they were making, and I'd never seen that before.
It's fun. I like crochet, but I was kind of for a while getting out of the crochet, so I wanted to do something else. So then I decided to take up the knitting, and I'm actually kind of enjoying that. But I can't do knitting like on a live or something when I'm following a pattern.
Yeah, that would be kind of tough because you got to really count. Yeah. Knit 1, purl 2. I remember my grandmother teaching me knitting.
My grandma tried to teach me, but my hands were so darn shaky when I was littler. I couldn't hold a hook or needles, and now I wish they were still around. You know, I've lost pretty much both of my grandmas, and then I have a lady that lived next door that I adopted and called grandma. She just passed about a month or two after her birthday. Mm-hmm. So it's like everyone that I call grandma is like passing away on me. So I have a lady that lives down here named Helen, so I'm really hoping that she stays healthy, because that's really the only grandma I have left.
Don't call her grandma. Call her something else. It was like my kids don't call me grandma. They call me Lala. Lala or Lovey.
At least you get to have the grandkids. I'll never have grandkids, so I'll never get to experience the grandma thing, which I really want to.
You know, you don't have to have kids to experience it. I mean, heck, I have probably like 100 or more children that aren't even mine, because everybody just kind of, you know, I mean, back when my daughters had friends over, they all called me mom. I used to come into the living room and they'd be doing stuff and bug me about who knows what. And it's like, I hate kids. And they're like, yeah, right. They knew better.
Now, see, I have like nieces and nephews, but I have like adopted nieces and nephews. Like friends that have kids, and then I've kind of taken on their kids as being my niece or nephew.
Right.
So, and then of course, I adopt pretty much anyone that I know I can trust.
That's a
But
good thing, though.
yeah, I struggle with trust because I have been hurt so much online in the past. I don't want to go through that.
I believe me, I understand.
With the one lady, like with the little fairy reborn that I was trying to sell for so long, the one lady that just fell in love with her, had to have her, um, told me she would take her, but she couldn't afford what I was asking. So I lowered the price to help her out of respect and said I would take layaway. She paid me once in July and then blew me off for August, September, October. I finally had
Yeah.
enough. A voice message told her that I'm not selling this doll to her at all. I don't consider her a friend, that she's betrayed my trust and respect in her. And she never replied to me, so I blocked her. She didn't care, really.
Yeah.
It wasted my time and hurt me like that because I needed the cash at the time.
I understand, sweetheart.
So that's why I'm trying to take it easy on listing Nikki. Everyone wants him, but everyone that's wanted him so far has never contacted me. Even if they say they're going to, they never have.
Well,
I'm not going to put up with
last
it.
year and of course right now, money's just tight for lots of people, and I guess I get it. I don't get the discourtesy of it. It's like if you can't afford it, it's like, I'm sorry, I thought I could, but I can't. I just
Yeah,
things are coming
see,
up.
that's what I want. I want somebody, if they're going to say they want Nikki, for example, and then they discover they can't get him or they can't afford, they can at least message me and say, well, I don't think I can afford him, but
Yeah,
thank
courtesy.
you, or something. And because otherwise, it leaves me sitting there waiting to hear from them for like months.
Yeah.
It puts me in a spot.
I killed my water.
Go get some more.
I don't want to get up. Uh, but I actually feel very relaxed. I enjoyed that. I worry about, you know, my own issue with fear, dealing with people's, what people think and stuff. And I have got to start trusting, trusting the plan, trusting the push.
I struggle with trust too because in the reborn community, at least the last time I was a part of the community was drama, stress, accusations. At one point, there was death threats. There was this person stole this doll from me, but they didn't steal it. They paid for it and then discovered there was something wrong with it and didn't return it, or any little thing. And I finally had enough of the community, which is why I was trying to sell off anything and everything reborn, except keeping the two little girls.
Yeah.
Obviously that my grandma and my aunt liked.
Well, you have a very good heart, honey. And, you know, I
People like to
mean,
walk all over it.
yeah. Yeah, people do.
And that's
I understand it. Been there, done that.
because we're trying to sell things off, that just brick things, vintage things. I gotta straighten my legs here, they're cramping up.
That's all
So,
right.
but nothing is selling, and a lot of the stuff is like vintage, could be worth something, but nothing is selling. So I have like an eBay. I reopened my eBay store. I have an Etsy shop with my mom. So I'm just, I don't even check them anymore because why bother?
You should check them though, because you never know. You might have missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean,
I look though every once in a while though, and nothing's changed.
well, oh, he's over here snoring.
My girls are too. I had to
Yes,
help
and
Megan down off my bed. She's got bad hips, and then she had the surgery, so it's kind of hard for her back legs to work sometimes. So we put a ramp down by my bed, and she got stuck on the ramp.
oh,
And she's just there, and she couldn't back up, and she couldn't go forward. She was shaking, so I pretty much just underneath her chest, and I just said, "Come on," And after a while, she trusted me enough, and she just kind of climbed down the ramp. Is there anyone else here? Because I can't see how many are here from
no,
this
I
end.
think it's just you and me.
And that's fine. We can have a
Yeah,
party.
just two watching and two thumbs up.
So, well, what is it you would like to chat about then?
Whatever. Um, I on a personal note, because I'm still learning my way around this YouTube sphere. Was aside from getting sidetracked and squirrel. Um, was it okay? Was the stream all right?
Oh, the last one, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was there. I sat there the whole time.
Well, I know you were there. You were the only one. Um,
That means I'm your favorite.
yes. Angela got to go out. A friend of hers called her up and invited her to go listen to some music, and so she went there to. I'm sure she should have already messaged me because she doesn't stay up late.
It's probably messaged you before and you didn't know who it was.
No, she's no text. It's kind of like I finally got my email from Holy.
And
Took her long enough.
she asked me to email something to her. I forgot what it was, but I haven't heard from her yet. But she's probably busy. I mean, after all, Gigi is her kid. You know how rambunctious she can be.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love Gigi. She's adorable.
Oh, they are. Oh goodness, excuse me. Yeah, I love everybody that I've gotten to embrace from Pink's channel. Having I mean, I learned a lot being there with Pink, and I spent actually all of last year, anytime there was stuff she was needing help with or whatever, I spent days researching and studying and trying to make sure I had it all right, figuring out like the thumbnails, what was the right um, dimensions for it, for which platform, if it was Instagram or Facebook, because they each have like a preferred um, size and stuff, and
Yeah.
and I love everybody over there. I get a kick out of glitter and glitter everywhere, and
Glitter,
Tanya,
glitter
and
is funny. Glitter is absolutely adorable.
oh yes, they all make me smile.
Yeah.
Holy and Wolf with his howl,
hmm
and Mr. Motivation. I just love it.
Oh, Mark Rabia.
I just don't know. I still am not I guess, convinced where to go with my niche. I mean, my thing is spirit. My thing is metaphysics. Um, and so that's what I was thinking I was going to be doing, was that, and um, the keto cooking. Cooking foods that excuse me, were healthy. And because I was almost 300 pounds, or maybe even over 300, and I dropped 75, got down to 215.
That's good.
And I just, of course, so cutting my foot in half last year, that wasn't fun. That kind of made me gain weight back, because I couldn't walk for 3 months, couldn't drive, couldn't stand to cook. So we had a lot of pizza.
Pizza sounds good.
Yeah, but I hadn't eaten bread in 2 years. It was a very rarity if I ever splurged on a piece of bread. And it just became the thing. With hubby wanted Jack in the Box croissant sandwiches. We'd go and, I'd get, when I finally started to drive again, I would grab him his breakfast sandwiches, and instead of just getting him his and that's it, I'd give me two too also. And so I put back probably 50 pounds on. At least I think. I have not weighed myself. I've just been avoiding that notion, because, well,
See, I'm opposite. Like I'll like go like a whole day without eating because I'm never hungry, and then I get people that ride me on that.
That's the way I was, and that's how I got to almost 300 pounds. It's because I'd only eat maybe once a day, and the one meal a day is supposed to be good for people, but for me it wasn't working. And I'd go for 2-3 days without eating, but when I went on the keto, I dropped 12 pounds the first week, and it was just shifting. I stopped all bread, and I noticed I could think clearer. I didn't feel so foggy headed. And I'd gone for over a year without sugar.
Well, now you have me.
Yeah. But you're not fattening. But my husband's fudge and the sweets I get him, which I grouse at him about and tell him, I really wish you didn't eat so many sweets. But then I'd buy it for him anyway, and then give me one. I want a peanut butter cup, or 5. Give me the bag here.
Yeah, a bag for you and 2 for me.
Yep. Well, no, it kind of, there was, I bought him 3 bags this last time. I ended up stealing a bag. It was just kind of like, I don't know why. My tongue burns after eating sugar.
See, I have to eat like sugar some points because I think I have sugar loss.
Well, I used to get really bad sugar crashes, but when I went on keto, I never had a sugar crash. And I never ate sugar again.
I was on gluten-free for like years, and I told Mom, I'm like, I can't eat this anymore. It tastes like nothing. So then we started dwindling back into eating just whatever. First meal I had without, the gluten-free stuff is a McDonald's Whopper. I ate the whole thing like I'd never eaten before.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't eat the paper along with it,
Oh, you mean a Big Mac?
Yeah. I'm surprised
you said
I didn't eat. Oh. They're basically the same thing.
Well, I'll eat Burger King before I'll touch McDonald's. I have not had anything from McDonald's since 1976.
That was before I was born.
Well, back in 1976, there was a big thing about somebody biting into their Mickey D's, it wasn't called Mickey D's, and their Big Mac. They bit into a Big Mac, and there was rat's feet in it.
Mhm.
And it happened to be my high school. So I nope, never again. And I wouldn't even go in there when I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I made my husband drive to some other stop, but I was refused to go into McDonald's to pee.
Our
We
McDonald's
just
isn't that
gotten,
bad though.
there was not very many things around to be able to, alleviate the bladder pain.
Yeah. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yep. But I refuse to go in McDonald's.
I'll
It
go
was
anywhere. I'll squat along the side of a road if I have to go bad enough.
well, yeah, I would have done that, but we weren't anywhere that I could. And I think if I remember, it was raining, and nah, I just nah. So, but we did find a little other restaurant, and I ran in there.
That's good.
But yeah,
So I'm looking around. I'm trying to find a place to put these $2. I have my work in progresses on a table over here. And now there's no room for the dolls.
I like it. Is that kind of like a heart on the face, or the
I
mouth and
accidentally
nose?
cut the face. Like I cut the face where I was stringing the cap to the hair, and I brought the yarn out the mouth and I clipped my work instead of the yarn, so I had to sew that together.
Oh, okay. It looks kind of like you made a little heart there.
Yeah,
You could put a heart over it for the mouth.
I could.
Yeah, a little felt heart.
Mm, I don't know. I can do like a little
That would
pink
be
in there too.
interesting.
But isn't he cute? He's a little sleep sacky though. Yeah.
That's funny.
So like, isn't he cute? He's a little sleep sacked out. So he has no legs because his legs are tucked up inside the jammies.
Oh,
And he's
okay.
done on a knit loom. And he was done on a knit loom.
On a
So
what?
knit on a knit loom,
Oh,
like
okay.
on a round knit
Yeah, the
loom.
round
So
ones.
I have a long one that somebody was going to
I
buy
don't
from me. But
remember where I was, but the one. Yeah, I remember. Wasn't it Kathy? No, was it Yarny? No, it wasn't Yarny. I don't remember who it was, but I remember we were all talking about it.
yeah, I don't mind the knit loom. I have to really be in the mood for it though. Hello.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about them to deal with them. They and I don't have that huge a desire to crochet again, though every once in a while, I catch myself, and I blame it on you and everybody else. Uh, I'll be going through the store, and I'll stop, and I'll feel the yarn. It's like, oh, I like this. This feels so nice.
Well, I do that because nobody in my immediate family knits or crochets that I know of, and I kind of want to
Uh-huh.
keep the love of that hobby alive in my family because my grandma and my great grandma both crocheted and knit, and I'd love to teach my niece. She's preteen. I'd love to teach her, but of course she's preteen. She does her own thing. She has her own opinion. She likes the crochet dolls. Like she has big gigantic ones that I made. She loves them, but I don't think she has any real desire to learn the craft. So I keep doing it, and I'm doing it
Yeah.
like in dedication of them. The 30th of this month it'll be 2 years my grandma Vera's been gone, and she's like the one that had like the biggest impact on me, like the biggest like when I had to go see my dad for the weekend, which I don't call him my dad anymore and stuff, I would beg him to have him just leave me with her. And he never would.
Hmm.
So I would have loved to have like been able to stay with her all weekend. Because I felt safe with her and I felt loved with her, and you know, as a kid it's like you want someone like your dad to love you. I never I never felt like my dad loved me. And that's kind of a sad thing. But I don't worry about it. He's gone now, so I don't worry about it. And my mom's husband now that she's married to, I call him dad. I've called him dad for years.
Yeah.
And he does love me. He'll come in and visit with me, and you know, if I'm crocheting, he'll look and he's going, knit one, purl two, and I'm like, this is crochet, Dad.
Yeah.
He's like a big kid, is what he is. He's like a big kid. He's fun to hang around with.
I should have took a picture of my husband's birthday cake. We have a long standing, and we're 30 years together, and we have this throughout the day, but every day for years we say, I do. And so we get married every day, and he's 11 and I'm 6. And I'll be standing there swinging my arms and, being a little 6-year-old looking around. And he's just like, you're so 6. I'm like, yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll do something and it's like, you're just a rotten 11-year-old. And he's like, yeah, he is. So on his birthday cake, because I wanted it to say, that are impossible. He loves Jackie Chan. And I guess there was some, in one of his movies, he's like, this are impossible. And so, he does that every so often, just kind of out of the blue. So it was like, all right, I got 2 number 1 candles, put them on his cake. So it said 11. And then that are impossible. And that was his birthday cake for Sunday morning. And yeah. And I've had my fill of German chocolate cake. I don't want to see another slice. Oh. So I'm looking forward to this Saturday, because I am hoping that I can do a 36-hour fast, maybe even go into 72. We'll see. I have been unsuccessful. I used to be able to do fasts with no problem, but since I started eating sugar again, I can't. And it drives me nuts. I don't know why my hand is itching so much. It's like I haven't gotten into anything. I haven't touched anything, but the back of my hand is itching. Oh, actually, I'm itching all over now. Oh, good to her.
You made her go to your room.
Oh, look what I made. I haven't finished, but I took a photo frame, and those foam curlers that are, they're, wait a minute, where we go? They're long. Well, they're long, and you can like wrap your hair around them and then fold them up. They're like a big noodle.
Yeah, like a Cheeto.
Yeah, like a big giant Cheeto. So I took the center out of them, and this is my first experiment. It didn't work out very good, but it's to put, do I have anything here? I don't think so. So my spoon, it's to put, rings in between.
Oh, okay,
so that,
cool.
So for $3, $4 counting the ribbon, but the ribbon is going to be used on a lot of other things. But I stuck the ribbon there to hide the glue, because using the glue gun on the side, it was just a mess. It was ugly, and it was like, So I've pulled it around underneath. Neat. There we go. So I got the ribbon like that, and that way the rings that I've made, I'm gonna stick here, and I'm gonna put the back on it, because it's got that, the little stand part from the, and then that way it'll be able to sit up with the rings in it.
Cool.
So I did that. So for $6, I can make 2. Actually, it would be more than that. Really, it'd be $7, so $3.50 a piece. Because I ended up buying the fabric, and that was $3.
You can make them for crochet hooks too. I bet you any crochet would love to have that. That way they can be displayed.
What, putting their hooks in?
Yeah.
Well, the hooks, it would stick straight up. I'd have to come up with something else that would be.
It'd be at your disposal, or you can even like hook circular knit needles in there or something. I would have no room for that because I'm downsizing on stuff myself. You saw my yarn chest; it's like overflowing with yarn, and yet I'm shopping at Walmart, and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to try this yarn." I'm like looking at my chest. I have no room to put it. I'm literally storing yarn, like leftover balls of yarn in garbage bags and tossing them in the corner of my closet because I have no room for anything. That's why I'm really hoping somebody will order a crochet custom so I could do scrap yarn something to get rid of some of this. But nobody wants anything. They're willing to take like the custom order, but they're not willing to pay me. That's the thing. And I'm not charging a lot.
Yeah.
You know, because I know that money is tight for everyone, so I'm not charging a lot. Like, the biggest thing would be, like, that Which Way Filet blanket I put on my bed that I made. I probably charged over 100 and maybe 25 for that, but that's because I'm using 4 strands of yarn, thicker hook, so it's taking me more time, and it's really big, and it's really heavy. But I mean, like, scrap yarn like doll, blanket, lovey, whatever, I won't charge a lot for, but because I'm trying to get rid of stuff, I either cut it up and use it as filler for dolls, or I pitch it in the garbage or end up giving it away.
There we go. Internet is being a little funky.
Yeah,
But
you kind of
that's
freeze
normal.
from time to time.
Okay, so Angela gave me some really old books. This is from 1928. And what I wanted to do was make a junk journal. And so what I've started doing is pulling out all the sheets of paper.
Uh-huh.
And so here's the book. And what I'm doing is taking out specific pages and setting it up so that this has pockets. So that you'd be able to put things in, like do some, they call them tags, but they're like a little card that you can write notes on or whatever. And so you could journal, like write stuff here, and there'll be pictures and things like some vintage looking flowers maybe, or whatever I do to decorate it. And so that's that one. And then I think this was either going to be I don't know. I think I was going to just glue that together. But so a pocket there for an angle, and I might put another pocket on top of that. And then here's another one. And then this was to have a pocket here. And I may make that a corner pocket. But the pages are brittle. And so I'm leery to keep continuing with this. I like, how it does this kind of like a decal edge.
Mm-hmm.
From folding it over it. But and let's see, I don't know, all there, really cool old and so I wanted to save that. They're in good condition. So that's what this has been set up for. And like this will have 2 pockets at the top, one on either side facing one another, and they'll have, little pictures, maybe someplace to scribble notes. But the junk journals, they're gorgeous. I love them. And when I first looked at them, I'm like, but what the heck do you do with them? And because it's filled with all kinds of what they call ephemera. So there might be, like I said, roses on there, or bits of lace, putting a button on one. Um, and you know those old, I don't even think I have one here. I think they're out in the dark. But, you know, like the old fashioned um, tags that are just a big rectangle piece of cardboard with kind of a bubble on the top, you know, and that's
Mhm.
where they punch the hole, and then they have the string hanging. They make those tags, but they're so ornate with whatever designs and colored paper, and you know, maybe vintage paper that has music, sheet music, you know, just awesome, gorgeous things.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm messing with. I need to be making some Valentine cards to sell out at the farmer's market. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're creative.
I,
You're come up with something.
I know, but you know, there's also that impatient side of me that says, I want to do it now. I want to know what I'm going to do now.
That sounds like me. I have all these, like, I had all these patterns, like 100 some odd patterns, knit, crochet, knit, let me name it, in this folder. And a couple days ago, my computer did an update, and that folder disappeared.
Oh, well, you got to love Windows. Not.
Everything disappeared. I found one pattern, which is a screenshot of the dragonfly blanket pattern. That's all I found. So now
Huh.
I'm hunting for patterns again to download them. I purchased one, which is a little knit bear, and I tried to knit on her today, but the pattern is confusing because they're telling me to do this and that. I don't know if I'm supposed to be like knitting in the round and connecting or doing it flat and then sewing it. It's just it never told me. So
Huh.
I said when I'm ready, I'll start on her.
Well, can you contact the creator of it and say, hey, what do I do with this?
I could, but I hate to bother people with that.
Yeah, but you know, you paid for it, honey. And you know, if they don't have clear, concise instructions, then you know, you should say, hey, you know, I bought this and I'm having a little bit of difficulty. I can't seem to locate um, blah 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 blah.
Do I
And
knit
you
this
know,
in the flat and do I knit this in the round? Is basically what I should ask them.
yeah, yeah, you know me, I'm wordy. I'll say it too, you know, in too many ways.
I know what you mean, and I should, but it's like I know that Granny D knits, and she's already told me I can come to her if I have questions. She's never done amigurumi that I know of, but I think if I were to show her the pattern, she might be able to tell me, well, this is how you do this. She's knit a lot longer than I have.
Yeah,
So I'm just getting back into it. A couple years ago was knitting, and then I just got really frustrated with it. Turns out I was doing a couple of the stitches the wrong way. Like the pearl stitch, you have to go in through the front, and the knit you go in through the back. For some reason, I was going in through the back with the pearl in the front and the knit, and it just never looked right until Granny D's like, "Oh, this is how you do this," and she showed me and she explained it to me, and now I'm kind of getting into it now that I understand it. I'm working on a little hat pattern, which is somewhere around here. Oh, of course, on it, and so is Gabriel. Gabriel's sitting on it too.
I'm sorry,
So
what?
a little knit pattern.
Yeah, no, I heard you say Gabriel.
Yeah, that's the one doll I have.
Oh,
So I'm working on. I think this is listed as an easy pattern, but it's kind of confusing. But I am getting it. But it's supposed to have like you can kind of see it where it spirals up. Like you can kind of see it like right here where it's gonna spiral up. My hands are going the opposite direction.
excuse me.
It's cool though. I think I got a little freaked out when I looked at this here because this looked like an eye.
How come?
Because I think it looks like an eyeball. In here. Like this is the eyeball and this is around it. It could just be me. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I'm a bit odd. In a fun way, not a weird way. In a fun way. I mean, I don't know. Do you go to Triple C's live streams?
Sometimes.
Couple days ago, I was on there and I was slap happy. I was tired, but I was trying to stay awake. That's Gabriel, by the way.
Yeah.
And what was it? I said something. Oh, Granny D said she was leaving, so I said, "Wait, come back, Granny D. Annie loves you." And I didn't realize I had typed it. Dana
Yeah.
read it. She cracked up laughing, falling off to the side laughing. Had Joe laughing. So the next day I just joked around and I was saying something like that again. I had them both laughing again. I started something.
You usually do.
What
You
I'm
get
trying
no
to do is I'm trying to like
lighten the
I'm
load.
trying to like bring a little, huh?
Lighten it up.
Yeah,
Bring a
little
little light.
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also trying to encourage people to like start calling me Annie instead of Squirrel, which I don't mind being called Squirrel, but everyone like 24/7 on Pink Stream and Dana and all, I'm always being called Squirrel. And I received a message and an email from somebody saying I was on this live stream just listening. Is Squirrel your name? So it's like if I'm being questioned about my name, maybe. And I did say something in a video that if people could just start calling me Annie and not Squirrel all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I want Squirrel to be more a nickname and not my name. Because I don't want, like, that's the main thing. I don't want people being confused by what my name is. That's why I have the name Annie written on my channels, and I dropped the Squirrel off the one part thinking that maybe it might encourage people to call me Annie. But
Yeah.
apparently they call me Squirrel. So I asked one person why, and they're like, because you're such a nut, and squirrels are nutty.
I thought it was for something else. I didn't know.
And it's been a nickname for years. It's because I like to feed my squirrels, and I like to give them names, and you know, that type of thing. And I said something, and then people started calling me Squirrel, which, like I said, is fine. It's perfectly fine. It's just when it's like every few minutes I'm being called Squirrel, it kind of gets old.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And
No,
it's like when somebody calls me Annie, I'll reply to them right away because I'm like, oh, they know my name.
well, I mean,
I'm not meaning to like badmouth anybody or whatever. If they like calling me Squirrel,
it's a
fine.
preference, and
Yeah.
it's you. It's kind of like I don't want to be called. I don't know. I'll think of something, and and it's just like just please, out of courtesy, call me this.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
I
times I go by their channel names because I don't know their names.
yeah.
And I know you as Soul because that's all I've ever really known you as is just Soul or Soul Stitch. I never knew your name until I added you on Facebook, and now it's like I want to be able to pronounce your name correctly, so I had to look up on Google how to pronounce your name. So I'm like, it's just easier to call her Soul or Aunt Soul.
Yeah, well, sold or Kitty. That's my nickname.
Let's see, I'll have to remember that, and I'll call you like I won't call you Kitty like every few minutes, you know, that type of thing. But of course, another nickname I have is the Babbitt Maker, which I'm trying to encourage people not to reference me as that because it sounds weird. So Daisy's going to be the only Babbitt because I
Yeah.
don't want to. And of course, I'm sitting here. I got 3 mermaids made, so I'm really hoping that doesn't start.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the heck is a marmaid.
A mermaid?
Well, it was spelled M-A-R, not M-E-R, so I thought it was something else.
Oh, somebody probably mistyped it, or I probably mistyped it. It's mermaid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
live stream that you did a couple days ago, I guess, or a day ago, and it said mermaids. And I was like, what the heck are mermaids? What has she done now?
I'm probably slap happy at the time. Here, I can show them to you if you want to see them.
Sure.
Upsy, come on, old lady. That's how I encourage myself.
Uh,
All right, we'll bring the heaviest one over, which is the only girl. Where's she at? There she is.
wow. That's big.
She's good size, and she's about 11 pounds.
Oh, that's one of the ones you filled with the glass beads?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
I
And it
wanted
would
her to
cost
be-
too much to ship.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna ever sell her. I like her. She's really pretty, I think. So, and then the other two, the littlest one, I call she, then I call he. So, I'm kind of sticking with calling it a he. Looks more like a boy.
Well, you could call it an it. Cousin it.
Yeah, then I'd have to name it Pennywise, though. And since everyone liked the one name, I had two names choices for this little guy, which was Waverly and Lakin. And the name Lakin was chose for him when I finished him. Isn't he cute?
Yes. He got such a big belly.
And he's got a little
Pacifier.
Like a pacifier or a bubble. His ears also white, so it can pass for a bubble. But what's cool about this is you can take it out, and you can also put it back.
Okay, Annie, that was just too weird for me.
It's retractable.
Yeah, I see that, but it's like, God, that's weird.
It's got a little string back here. So when you pull it out and you want to put it back, you just pull the string in the back. Nobody will ever see it.
That's wrong, child.
I think it's cute.
I think it's great. Awesome imagination, but
I've never
weird.
seen like anything retractable or anything like that. And being his face is pushed in so much, and you can't keep like pushing it out, I just put a pacifier there.
It's cute.
Here's my little bitty guy.
Wow, that is little itty bitty.
Isn't he cute?
Yeah. Where's his face?
Right here. I got two eyes right there, and I got a little nose right there.
I couldn't tell because of the white and the green just kind of overtakes any expression.
Yeah, I probably should make it darker. So, but I chose, like I said, I had Waverly and Lakin for names for this guy. And there was a couple people that said, oh, just name him Lakin. He's mostly blue. So then I made his name Waverly.
I think it's cute.
And there's no rule in saying you can't have a mermaid be a boy. They're called mermen or merboys or something.
Just merman. Yeah, I've heard merman, but they're still mermaids.
Yeah. And I made a girl. I made a big girl, so I figured, this kind of is even. Except for he's not that heavy. I do have like scrap balls of yarn inside of him to give him just a little bit of weight, not too much weight. I think he's interesting. I really like him with the pacifier though. But eventually I'm gonna try to figure out how to make it so his face is rounder. Maybe I'll take the pacifier off. But for now it's kinda cool. Something different.
I think it's actually kind of ingenious that you've got it, pulls out, pulls in.
Yeah. And the thing is like you can perform magic. And I did this on webcam with a friend of mine. I'm like, I says, watch me pull it back in. And I went like that. And I pulled it back in. And they actually thought I did something. They have no idea that all that took is just that little string in the back of his head. You know, which is why when I showed him in the video at first, I held him like this. And no matter what I do, if I hold him like, you can't see that little string in the back of his head. So my little secret was secret for a while. But I'm like, if you make an amigurumi doll, you want to give it a pacifier. Sometimes you want him to have it, sometimes you don't. And you do one of two things. You can make it retractable, and put a string in the back of the head, or put a magnet inside the head and a magnet in the pacifier, and you can have it a magnet stick to the face like they do for the reborns. But I think the retractable is actually really kind of creative.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that's pretty ingenious.
If I could reach my back, I'd pat it.
We'll get you a handle you can.
Yeah. Well, I have knit needles. The knit needles would work. And then I have the big long Tunisian crochet hooks would also work. I use those for scratching my back though. The Tunisian hooks,
Oh.
they're good for scratching backs.
I've got to stop
Sorry.
you.
You look tired.
I am. Well, I haven't been sleeping, and it's funny because it's been, well, since I started doing this silent minute, because when I go to bed and I lay there, I spend probably an hour, sometimes more, just concentrating on, sending light and love and protection.
Yeah. Sometimes you just can't sleep. Like your mind, like even if you try to go to bed, your mind will just be active. I try to like get off my computer, like off Facebook and all that stuff. And then like for a half an hour, if I'm off of it, I'll try to knit, crochet, just something that's relaxing, or just hold one of the babies or something, just something that's relaxing. And then I try to drift off, but my mind is still like racing. Like, well, maybe I should try this pattern tomorrow. Maybe I should finish this. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should organize this. I need to do this. And it's like, if my head wasn't shaved, I'd be ripping my hair out.
Yeah, I'm kind of not quite so much. I go to work when I go to bed, and because I do concentrated meditation, where I'm focusing on healing, or healing people that I know are in pain, or doing whatever. And instead of it being short, my mind stays on it, and then I get about 3 hours sleep.
I've been up till about 2 o'clock in the morning this past week, and it's my sleeping patterns have been so off. It's getting to a point where it's like I don't really care anymore. I'll go to bed whenever I get tired enough. Around 7 o'clock tonight, I fell asleep for about 10 minutes, just a deep sleep. I woke up to Isla kicking me in the ribs.
Mm.
She likes to lay next to me. Megan lays at the foot of my bed, so one or the other of the two girls is always kicking me or something. So, which is why I'm glad that I have beds for them.
Angela gave me a bed for Walter, and
Is that your big guy or your little guy?
the big guy.
Okay. What's the little guy's name?
The big guy is Walter. The little girl is Grace.
Oh, little girl. My apologies, little lady.
Walter's dreaming.
Was he doing that yipping thing?
No, he was heavy breathing, and after me saying his name, I guess twice, he kind of paused, but then I saw him kind of doing the little wiggles.
They're fun to watch. Like when we first adopted Megan, it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird to have two dogs in the house because I've never had that before. But Isla being so blanket obsessed, she has to have at least 2 blankets with her, or she will not sleep. Also,
Yeah.
Megan sees this. So Megan sees a blanket, like a little baby blanket on my bed. She jumps up, she grabs a blanket, she runs to the house with it, she tries to cover up with it. It's funny. So now she has just these 2 huge, like, I don't know, one is like a really soft, the other one belonged to my grandma. It's more of like an acrylic. But we throw both blankets on top of her, and she's fast asleep. She literally will flip and spin and cover herself up, and she's fast asleep under the blankets. It's pretty cute to see him, though. Let's see if I can lift you up. I was asleep in the chair, though you probably can't see her, but you can see Megan's little head sticking out there.
Yeah.
Those are my little babies.
Oh, sweet.
Those are the lights of my life, I tell you what. And I've this year, told people I'm like, I'm not gonna do live streaming much this year, because I would do watch hours for everyone. I would jump from one stream to another, stay about 15 minutes, and it got to a point where it was exhausting me. And I'm like, okay, well, I figured I'm helping out so many people. I'm gonna make a video because I needed help, just to have people just add my eBay items to their watch list or favorite something on Etsy. And I'm like, if you could just do that, that draws attention to the item and helps the sale. But so far, I think Dana and Joe favorited the Etsy shop, but nothing else is really done. And I'm like, I don't know why I help so many people, and then when I ask for help, I barely get it. So this year, I'm like, I'm just going to do one live stream a night, and that's it. Tonight, you're lucky, though. This is my second live stream with you.
Well, I'm glad. I really appreciate your support.
I do pop into live streams a lot of the times, and I'm quiet. Like if I'm, fixing lunch for the girls, I'll put one on and listen to it. So I do try to get to everyone. It's just like difficult because like if Pink is live and she's at the end of her stream, then Dana and Joe are live. I'm trying to be like, well, should I stay with Pink or should I go to Dana and Joe? Like the one person I will go to is Minister Terrence. I do like him. I do like his live streams. He's a really awesome guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of energy.
I wished I had a lot of energy. I need me another cup of tea or something.
Yeah, I think.
Big old vat of chocolate.
What, babe?
Said I need a big old vat of chocolate or something to keep me awake, but it's not possible. I can't drink coffee; it gives me massive heartburn. But like a little bit of chocolate, if we have it, I'll eat.
Oh, I don't know. I am I am getting tired, but
I can let you go.
no, I'm enjoying this. I mean, I am going to have to just because I will only be able to be coherent for a little while longer.
Yeah.
And then it's like all it's going to come out is gibberish because I'll be a blithering idiot.
What time is it by you?
It's 11:15.
Okay, so you got the same time I have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm central too.
So are you fairly close to me, or?
I don't know. Oh, excuse me, Mama. I'm in Magnolia, which is north of Houston.
Oh, so you're by Texas then?
Yeah, I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay. So you can like run down and you can get Tanya and Pink and then drive them all down to see me.
Yeah, I could go pick them up.
You could close to them too.
Yeah, they're. I've been down to Pink's and Tanya's.
Oh, you're lucky.
I went down there to drop off Tanya's basket of stuff for her giveaway. And then I brought Pink's Christmas stuff and Tanya's down. And then I plan on going down there, sneak attacking somewhere around Pink's birthday. Since she's going to be moving on the 30th, I have to do it before her birthday so I can bring her stuff.
Where's she moving to? Just like another apartment or a house? Or?
I don't, well, I'm sure it's another apartment. I think her and Tanya have found something close by for each other, and so they're gonna stay within distance of each other, or maybe at the same place. I don't know. I hadn't asked.
Well, that's good that even if they were to maybe move in together, I think they'd get along pretty well.
I would half expect them to, because it would be so much easier on all
They're
accounts.
together all the time anyway, so.
Yeah.
But they're best friends. I'm assuming they're best friends. They're like really
Yeah.
good friends. They love each other.
Oh, they're so wonderful together.
They are. They're sweet together. Did you see Tanya's video where I sent that blanket down to her?
You know, I don't remember. I think I did.
She made a box opening video of it, and she loved the blanket. She just had the biggest smile on her face. I watched it a couple times because just that smile just like really brightens my day. I was having a rough day, and when I caught that video, I'm like, oh, she loves it.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I need to give you my cell number, and that way you can text me when you need to.
Yeah. I have a phone, but it's completely dead. It's like I never use cell phones, but I could call.
Well,
use the
I mean, you got my email. I posted it. I know it's on my page, on my YouTube channel.
or I can even just message you on Facebook, and that way you can send me that information privately and not write it on a wall.
I've got to stop yawning. You mentioned tea, and I was thinking of, different teas that would be good, because I don't want to not. I've got chamomile. I could, and I think it's got valerian in it. That would probably knock me out, which would probably be a good thing.
Yeah. Or you could just continue to talk to me. I'll just keep talking and talking. Eventually you'll fall asleep.
Oh yeah, that would be so pretty. I'm sitting here drooling everywhere, and
Well, I'd take a screenshot to send you.
yeah, no, that's okay. I've caught myself here, like in the mornings or something, because I've 3 hours sleep, and it's like I can't stay awake anymore, and I'm doing the head bob, and it's like, okay. And the minute I say bed, Gracie is off, because it's like, yes, we're going to bed. I'm surprised she hasn't come over here to say, Mommy, I'm ready, because they will usually tell me, I want to go to bed.
Yeah, my girls do that. My girls, well, they won't tell me they want to go to bed, because obviously they have, their own little section in my room. But if the light's been too long, till 1 o'clock, whatever, Megan will get up, come over here and look at me, and she'll like look at the light, look at me. I'm like, okay, I'll turn the light off, but I'm keeping the computer on because I'm either listening to music or looking at patterns or doing something. I'm gonna let you go because you're yawning a lot there, girl.
I know. I keep yawning. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Well, like I said, there's always Messenger. If ever you wanted to, except I'm always on Messenger with someone. So
yeah, I try not to be on Facebook. I don't know. Too much malarkey there, and
I hide on Facebook in the I watch the videos. I just let them go one after another.
yeah.
You would not believe how many 5-minute craft pages there are. They're taking over.
Huh.
I don't know if you've heard of 5 Minute Crafts. They do these life hacks, and a lot of them have been debunked as not working.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
for
I've seen
example,
those on YouTube.
the one they put a bar of soap in the microwave and it ballooned out to this foam thing. So they had somebody try that, killed their microwave. Completely killed their microwave. So you know that that's been debunked.
Yeah.
But it's like the thing is, they shouldn't be doing that because kids can watch and be like, hey mom, let's try this, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden their
really.
microwave is dead. So I try to skip past the 5 Minute Craft because a lot of them are just they make no sense at all.
Yeah. No, I don't appreciate them much. I've been looking at all kinds of different stuff. I found there's this rabbi. I really like him. He explains the Torah and the Old Testament and explains what stuff meant because it came from the original language, not the altered, changed, translated, altered again languages. And so I like going to the source to learn more. And it's always good to learn other points of view because you might find you know slivers of truth that oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
My hubby, he went to seminary, he did his time. They had a pastorship all set up for him, the church and everything, and he was there with the, I guess, church fathers or whatever they call them, and they were holding a meeting discussing things about the church, but nothing was about spirit, scripture, nothing about the people. It was all about how do we make more money? What can we do to make, and he said, no, I'm not going to preach somebody else's party line for money. So he refused his vows and he left. And but he was a biblical scholar. I mean, he studied Greek. He could translate the original Bible from Greek into English. He did over 45% of it on his own. He even taught Greek in the university there, or whatever you call it, the seminary school, second semester of the second year. So it was like it came natural to him, and so I learned all kinds of really cool stuff. And that was him. Hello. But I learned all kinds of cool stuff that when I was in catechism and first communion school and all of that stuff. I always asked questions, and the brothers would just shove me away and go sit in the corner, go play the piano. They wouldn't answer anything. And so it was nice to, he and I would spend years sitting and talking because I came from a different point of view and to learn how things weren't as it seemed, because that word didn't ever exist until 900 or 1300, whatever it was, AD. So it was just kind of it's a cool experience, and I love to learn. I mean, that's all I like to do, really, is learn and make things and talk to you, play with my Angela. We sit down and we brainstorm stuff. She's a journalist. She's got a couple scripts that I'd love for her to finish, and we talk different ideas, like because I paint and draw. I was thinking about doing caricatures of the dogs. She has one story that's about abused children. At least I think that's what it is. And I believe that, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's either a dog that's like a ghost kind of thing, or the two kids are ghosts. I don't know. And I might not even be correct that they're ghosts at all, but just the way that things explained, it's about what happened to these kids and how they're surviving. And then I guess we're talking about Walter, the word according to Walter, being able to, come in and either narrate, monologue, something, whatever. So I'm looking forward to when we sit down and work on that. We're supposed to get together Friday to work on our mind movies. And so we're going to work on that. And then, of course, doing the vision boards. And I approach the vision board differently. I learned it 20 years ago. Was it 20? No, 15. 2005. Yeah. Haha. So, but she used to come to the day spa that I worked at that I later bought. So I've known her since 2001. I think it was, or 2000 or 2001. I think it might be 2000. And yeah. And I fell in love with her and her mom. Her mom was such a sweet soul. And I'll never forget how proud I felt when Angela had to bring her mom in to have me do a massage, because I was a massage therapist. And it was great. I didn't do a facial on her. But yeah, so Angela is like my soul sister. I dearly love her.
That's
And
good.
she does animal rescue. She's got cats everywhere. And she's got dogs. Some of the funniest things. Maud is this big white. She kind of looks like she's part shepherd. See, now you're yawning. Ha ha. Maybe we'll both sleep tonight. But Maud is so sweet. Oh. And she will come and she'll let me take her toy. But most of the time it's like, my toy, see? Nope, can't have it. And she's off. And her fat belly. And then there's Annabelle and her two sons, who stay at a distance. But she'll come up to me and she's like, you're my friend. Little fat roly-poly thing. And then there's Josh. And Josh is blind and deaf. And I don't know if he's full poodle or not. He's got all the curly hair. And just a sweet soul. And then she's got Sarah Lee, this eclectus parrot that she rescued, that will take off her finger if she gets the chance. But if Angela's got nummies, it's like, ooh, can I have some? I'll be your friend. I won't bite yet.
That sounds like my girl. Megan's one of those, she'll eat anything, and I mean anything. She's eaten anything from rocks to her own feces to grass to sticks. And guess who needs to clean that up?
Yeah.
And we try to stop her from eating that, but we think she's got something called pica, which means she's like always hungry. She always has to eat.
Well, it could be that she's nutrient deficient. Dogs will do that.
For that, and the vet says she's perfectly fine. And we put her on adult food a little bit before she should have been, just because the puppy food wasn't filling her.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little weight, so we put her on adult food. But now she'll just, any little thing that's food related. Like I have a yogurt thing up here that I had to put up on my dresser. It's empty, but she thinks there's food in it for her. So,
well, yogurt would be good for her because it would populate her gut with bacteria. And then I give to Walter when he has an upset stomach. I have papaya tablets. They're chewables. And I take them when I got an upset stomach. And he was having issues one day. And so it's like, here, have one. And he ate it. So I gave him a second one and he didn't have any more problems after that.
We do pumpkin stuff like that. We do like chicken broth and rice, and this is everything my vets told me to give them, and like give them cooked rice, give them chicken broth, even a little chicken if you want, some squash.
Well, I
But
wasn't looking to feed him. I was just looking to give him something to calm his stomach down at the moment. He's fine with his food, but he's been being gassy lately, and it was funny. I'm telling on the dog. For years, this boy has never passed gas. Never. And one day he's laying there on the bed, and he's all curled up, and then all of a sudden, there's this little, and he looks at his butt like, who are you and where'd you come from? And I died laughing. And as he's gotten older, it's not so much of a little, it's a little more pronounced. And it was hilarious because tonight he was biting on himself and laying there, and then all of a sudden he had a quite a noisy little gas attack. And he looked and he jumped up and he left where he was laying and came over here and sat next to me, staring at the spot where his butt had been. Like, how dare you? Like something is still there. It must have lingered. The green cloud, I don't know. It was hilarious. I mean, he was right up against my chair and just like giving it the look. So it was great. My dog.
They're
And
fun.
he's a grouchy old man. He lays with his head.
Old dog. I told Mom, I said, the next dog we get, we're getting one that's older. I can't do the puppy thing anymore. There is no way. Isla, she's almost 5. She'll be 5 in March, so she's a dog. She's older. Megan just turned 3 in December, so she's still got the puppy in her. So she'll get the zoomies, and then she'll slip and fall. We'll have to get up and get her. And then she plays this old mommy, it hurts. And then I'm zooming back and forth again, and I have to stop her.
Yeah, he'll zoom me if I'm outside with him, but for the most part, nah. And her, forget it. She's lazy bones.
Yeah.
Except for if she gets her bone, I'll give her little bone and she will beat feet, just rage down the hall and then come in here and, or bedtime. She will take off and just right down the hall and then off through the kitchen into the bedroom. And then she'll hide under the bed because if she can pass the back door, which was right by the bedroom, she won't get put outside to go to the bathroom. And that's another reason that I will end up not sleeping is because the minute she crawls out from under the covers and I hear thud on the floor, I got to get up and find her because she's going to leave me a present. So now we are, huh?
Do you lay potty pads down?
Doesn't matter. It don't matter. And I don't want her to, she lived on those and still decided to go where she wanted. So it's all about, I pick her up and I give her a little pitch and she goes scurrying down the ramp and Walter goes down there and then they go off and I have to tell her about 3 or 4 times, Gracie, on the grass, Gracie, because otherwise she will do her business on the sidewalk. Because it's grass. It itches.
I'd rather deal with picking up something on the sidewalk than having a dog that eats it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That definitely is supposed to be, that's what most vets say is when they eat their own excrement, it's because they are deficient.
But we've had her looked at and they say she's fine, but we don't know what her story was. We think she was a flood dog. And then when she came to the rescue, I noticed that when I was looking at dogs for a companion for Isla, like all these dogs had little pee on them, little poop in them. Megan's was perfectly clean. Like, why in the world would her cage be perfectly clean? She must be a favor or something. And it's like I saw a little white dog, which really sweet little girl. I really liked. I forgot what her name was, but she was really sweet. And I saw Megan, and when my mom and I both saw Megan, we looked at each other. First thing we said was, "That looks like a big version of Isla." And now I get that all the time. Is Megan Isla's mom? And I said, no, believe it or not, Megan is her baby sister. Megan is the littler, the younger.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we chose Megan though, because we don't know what her life is like. She has had to have surgery. She has bad hips, but it just kind of teaches you to be patient with her.
Yeah.
I'm not a
I mean,
patient person, but I'm pretty patient with her at times.
if you think that maybe she was in the floods, that's another thing. Then is because there was no food. That's why you eat anything you can.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks, poop.
Yeah. We don't know what her life was like before we got her, but we definitely know her life is pretty good now because she's a fatty little thing. She eats everything. She would eat her food. She would eat her sister's food if we let her. She'd eat my food. She'd never be full.
Yeah, that's probably because she was starving. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Is
Mm. It kind of
like she
breaks my
doesn't
heart
know when
when I think
she's going to get her next meal.
it breaks my heart when I think about what she went through being, and she was just a little. She wasn't even a year old when we got her. She was like 8 months when we got her, so she was a puppy. And of course, the people there, we were looking at dogs, and we finally decided on her. They're like, "We'll pick her up," and I'm like, "Well, she doesn't know me. I don't want to just pick her up." So this guy came, scooped her up, put her between my mom and I'm just wrapping my arms around her neck and squishing her. I do that to this day. I'll wrap my arms around her neck and just squish her. And they say you can't hug dogs, kiss dogs, they don't like it. Megan loves it.
Oh, are you kidding? Walter is always, Mom, love me. Except for it's usually his butt that I get because he will come over and he will literally flop on me while I'm laying in bed because he'll like head here and then he'll walk and just whole body fall over and I've got his butt here and it's like, thank you, Walter. So I'm petting his butt and
I
he'll
try
just
to
like, yeah.
I try to do that with Megan. I try to have her come up and cuddle me. But Megan, for some odd reason, is leery of it. And the reason she's leery is because Isla is a mama's girl.
Mm-hmm.
She notices Megan's too close. She'll kind of weasel in between us, and she'll bare teeth at Megan. And I used to be like, just ignore whatever. But then when it got to the point where she was growling and she would actually try to bite, now she'll look at her. The minute she bares teeth at Megan, she's down on the floor. She hates it. And I said, "You're not allowed up here next to me until you behave yourself." And then, of course, I'm loving up and kissing and hugging on Megan, and Isla doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if you take Megan to the vet, like when she had to have her surgery, she had to stay overnight. Isla was searching this house left and right, up and down for her. So I looked at her. I'm like, "No, you can't say you don't love your baby sister." I said, "Because you were looking for her." She
Yeah.
actually slept on Megan's bed that night just because she thought maybe if she laid on her bed, Megan would appear there. I don't know, but it was definitely quiet in this house without her, and now it's not because both of them when they bark, Megan is so loud. But Megan's got pit bull in her, and they're very loud dogs. They have the real bassy, boomy bark.
Well, I've known a few that, well, I raised them for a number of years back when my youngest was a baby, and she'd crawl on them and she'd ride them, and and she'd have all the puppies crawling all over her, and they were the best. That's why they were called nanny dogs.
Hmm.
And
I'm not like a huge fan of pit bulls. I really like dachshunds. And before we adopted Megan, we had a really gigantic fat dachshund. Her name was Lady. I called her Ladybug for a nickname. And we were trying to give her a really good home and feed her and medicate her. She was prone to seizures. But I got to a point where mom's like, "I don't want you handling this dog. She's really aggressive." Well, we had her 8 days, and then we put her in the car, bring her back to the rescue. That tail wagged for the very first time. she was excited to go back to that rescue. And of course, it was what, a week and a half or something. We found this other rescue closer to us, and that's when we found Megan. I fell in love with Megan. I'm still in love with her.
Yeah.
She's a little, well, I won't say the word, but it H and N's of the T. But she is one. But she is just the cutest little thing. She's got the funniest personality. And she got, like, these girls. They have so many toys. I'm the one that's guilty of buying the toys, to a point where we have some in the back room, have some in the living room, and now some in the basement in this plastic thing. And I left the drawer open. Megan will go downstairs on her own. She'll grab her toy. She'll waddle up here with this toy. She'll play with it. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to keep this up, I'm going to take 3 toys downstairs. Took them down, put them in the drawer. Not 5 minutes. I don't know where Megan's at. And you hear her up the stairs. She grabbed that one toy I took down. I think Soul fell asleep on me, girls. Where'd you go, Soul? Hmm.